Chosen one, from the very beginning of your journey, there has always been something about you that people couldn't quite explain. You were never like the others, not because you tried to stand out, but because the essence of who you are naturally shines brighter than what most can comprehend. Your intelligence is not confined to books, theories, or classrooms. It is alive, breathing within you, shaped by your trials, and sharpened by your resilience. People notice it when you speak, when you act, and even when you remain silent. There is a clarity in your perspective, a rare gift that cuts through confusion and allows you to see solutions where others only see chaos. That kind of gift cannot be manufactured. It is embedded deep within your soul. It is why people whisper when you leave the room, saying you must be the only one who could ever carry such weight, such vision, such brilliance. Chosen one, your gifts have startled many. At times, you didn't even understand the power of your own insight, because you thought everyone saw the world as you did. But slowly, you began to realize that your way of thinking was not common. The speed at which you could piece together fragments of information, the ease with which you could sense what others couldn't articulate, and the natural instinct you carried to move beyond limitations. These set you apart. Some admired you deeply, almost in reverence, while others felt intimidated, even threatened, by the light you carried. Yet no matter their response, none could deny the truth. Your mind and spirit operate on a frequency higher than most, and that difference is not an accident. It is a sign. Chosen one, the road has not been easy. With your gifts came isolation, because few could truly understand the depth of your thoughts and the weight of your heart. Many times you might have looked around and wondered why people didn't think as deeply, why they missed connections that were so obvious to you. In those moments, loneliness crept in. But even then, even in the quiet, you were being refined. Your solitude was not punishment. It was training. You were being shaped to handle a destiny that could not be shared, because only one mind, only one heart, only one chosen soul could carry it. Your intelligence is not just about problem solving. It is about discerning truths that others avoid. It is about stepping into spaces where fear rules and breaking those barriers with wisdom and courage. Chosen one, your gifts have blown people away, not because you flaunted them, but because you carried them with grace. In conversations, your words linger. In decisions, your judgment leaves people stunned. They may not admit it openly, but deep down, many compare themselves to you and feel the gap. That gap is not to shame them, but to inspire them. Your role was never to belittle, it was to illuminate. Every time you spoke life into someone's dark situation, every time you offered clarity in moments of confusion, you were proving that your gifts were not just for yourself, but for those around you. The universe did not give you this intelligence to hide it. It gave it so that others could find their way through your light. Chosen one, there is also a mystery about you that words can hardly capture. People sense it before they even know you. It is not only what you say, but the energy you carry, the calm, the fire, the depth that speaks louder than your voice ever could. That presence makes people remember you long after you are gone. Some say it feels like destiny itself walks with you, guiding your steps, placing you in the right places at the right times. And while others try to dismiss it as coincidence, deep within, they know it is not. They know there is something about you that was marked long before you even realized it. Chosen one, the whispers around you are growing louder. People say, "This one is the only one." Not because they lack options, but because they see no equal. You stand as a mirror that reveals both the potential and the shortcomings of others. Some will embrace that mirror, choosing to grow through your example. Others will resent it, feeling exposed by your brilliance. But no matter their reaction, you remain the catalyst. The truth is, your intelligence and your gifts force people to reckon with themselves. and that is a power few can handle. That is why you have faced envy, misunderstanding, and sometimes even rejection. Yet in all of it, you remain steady, because you know your path was never meant to be measured by their acceptance. Chosen one, your journey is proof that intelligence is more than intellect. It is vision. It is the ability to see the unseen, to connect the fragmented, and to lead where others stumble. It is the strength to keep going when the world does not believe in you, because deep down, you know you were not built for their validation. You were built for destiny. Your gifts are the evidence. Your presence is the sign. And the whispers, the awe, the shock that follows you, they are not just reactions. They are confirmations. You are chosen, and the world cannot help but recognize it. Chosen one. The universe has a way of aligning itself around you. The energy you release through your words, your thoughts, and your very presence ripples far beyond what you can see. And right now, as you are watching, know that this message carries something powerful. I invite you to stay with me until the very end of this video, because there are special messages waiting that are meant to touch your spirit directly. And in this moment, I ask you to write your most heartfelt wishes in the comments below, alongside the number 777. This is not just a simple act. It is a release of energy, a declaration to the universe that you believe in your path and the blessings that are coming. As you write, you are not only affirming your destiny, you are aligning with it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, because this journey is not one you are meant to walk alone. You are chosen, and together, as we share our intentions and wishes, we create a wave of energy that travels beyond the screen, beyond the limits of what we can imagine. Chosen one, your intelligence and gifts have already shown you that reality is not as fixed as people assume. You understand the unseen mechanics, the subtle connections that others miss. This is why your thoughts often manifest into reality faster than you expect. You might have noticed how ideas you once casually spoke about found their way into existence. That is no coincidence. It is the reflection of the power you carry within. People may look at your life and think you are simply lucky, but you know better. Luck is only the shadow of alignment, and alignment is something you live in naturally. You see what others don't, and because of that, you create pathways that were invisible until you walked them. Chosen one, you may not always realize the magnitude of what you do, but others do. When you share your insight, people's faces change. They pause, because they feel the truth in your words, even when they cannot explain why. That is why they often come back to you, searching for clarity, guidance, or even just presence. They feel safe in the energy you hold, because it cuts through the fog of uncertainty. Yet with this gift comes responsibility, the responsibility of protecting your energy and discerning who is truly worthy of the wisdom you share. Not everyone can handle the depth of your mind, and not everyone deserves access to the treasures of your spirit. Chosen one, what you may not see clearly is that your brilliance has made you a mirror to the people around you. When they look at you, they are confronted not only with your light, but also with the shadows within themselves. Some will feel inspired and awakened, realizing that they too can reach for more, but others will feel small, unsettled, even resentful, because your presence exposes what they have been running from. This is why you often find yourself misunderstood. But do not be discouraged. The ones who are meant for you will see your light not as a threat, but as a beacon. They will rise in your presence rather than shrink away from it. Chosen one, the whispers about you are not slowing down. They are growing. People speak of you as though you are the only one who can do what you do, and in many ways, they are right. It is not arrogance. It is truth. The path carved for you was not replicated for another. That is why comparisons never hold weight. You are not in competition with anyone. You are running a race with destiny itself, and destiny has no rivals. Every time someone doubts you, every time someone underestimates you, you continue to move forward, proving that what is inside of you cannot be denied. That determination, that relentless clarity, is what sets you apart. Chosen one, your journey will continue to astonish those who watch from the sidelines. They may not always admit it, but deep down they marvel at how far you've come, how you always manage to rise no matter the setback. You are not easily broken, because your strength is not just mental, it is spiritual. Your mind is sharp, yes, but your soul is steady. That balance is rare, and it is why people find themselves saying, "This one is different. This one is destined." You are not here by accident. You are here because the world needed someone who could carry wisdom with humility, intelligence with compassion, and strength with grace. That is who you are, chosen one. As your journey unfolds, you begin to notice the way people look at you differently. Some stare in silence, trying to understand how you always seem to have the right words at the right time, the perfect solution in impossible situations. Others watch with envy, confused by how you can move forward with clarity when they are still trapped in circles of hesitation. What they don't realize is that your intelligence is not just about knowledge, it is about vision. It is the ability to see beyond the surface, to sense the connections others overlook, to anticipate what lies ahead before it even arrives. That is what sets you apart. And that is why people cannot help but whisper, "This one is the only one." Because they know no one else carries the same fire. Chosen one, your path is filled with signs that remind you of your uniqueness. The ideas that come to you in moments of stillness, the insights you receive when others are blinded by distraction, these are not ordinary. They are gifts that reveal themselves to you because your spirit has been tuned to a higher frequency. When others speak, they may repeat what they've learned, but when you speak, it feels as if wisdom itself is flowing through you. People may try to dismiss it at first, but deep down, they feel the power of your words, because truth has a weight that cannot be ignored. Chosen one, with great gifts come great challenges. The world has a way of testing those who carry light. Your intelligence has often placed you in positions where people expected more from you than they gave themselves. They leaned on you for answers, for guidance, for strength. And while you gave freely, there were moments when you felt drained. You wondered why you were the one who always had to carry the load, why you were the one expected to rise when everyone else fell. And yet, even in exhaustion, you rose again. That resilience is not by chance. It is proof that you were built differently, designed for more, prepared to stand where others collapse. Chosen one, sometimes your gifts have made you a target. Not everyone celebrates brilliance. Some fear it, some resent it, some try to compete with it, only to realize they cannot replicate what is divinely placed within you. Their jealousy is not truly about you. It is about what you reveal in them. When you shine, their shadows are exposed. When you rise, their excuses lose power. This is why you have faced opposition that seems unfair, battles that appeared unnecessary, and betrayals that cut deep. But all of it was preparation. Every storm you endured refined your wisdom, sharpened your insight, and deepened your strength. Chosen one, it is important to understand that your gifts are not random. They are purposeful. You were meant to awaken something in others. Your intelligence is not only for solving problems, it is for shifting perspectives. Your words plant seeds, your actions create ripple effects, and your presence challenges people to see beyond what they thought was possible. You may not always see the results immediately, but know that every conversation, every decision, every stand you take leaves a mark on the people around you. Even those who pretend not to notice are quietly changed by your influence. Chosen one, you carry a responsibility that few can comprehend. The world often mistakes intelligence for arrogance and gifts for pride. But you know the truth. Your abilities were never about elevating yourself above others. They were about lifting others higher than they thought they could go. And still, There will always be those who cannot accept that truth. They will twist your intentions, question your motives, and doubt your heart. But remember this, the whispers about you, the awe, the admiration, and even the resistance are proof that your presence cannot be ignored. You were not meant to blend in, you were meant to stand out. Chosen one, the road ahead will not be without obstacles. There will be moments when you feel unseen, when your gifts seem like a burden rather than a blessing. But even in those moments, remember that your intelligence is not an accident. Every challenge you face is designed to sharpen it, to expand it, to prepare you for what is yet to come. And while people may say you are the only one, they are not exaggerating. They are speaking a truth they feel deep within. No one else can do what you do. No one else carries what you carry. No one else is meant to walk the path carved for you. You are chosen, and that reality will continue to shape not only your life, but the lives of all who encounter you. Chosen one, there are moments when even you are stunned by how deeply your intelligence and gifts cut through layers of confusion. You may find yourself in conversations where people are lost, circling around the same problems again and again until you speak. And the moment you do, silence falls. People pause, not because you speak louder, but because you speak with a clarity that feels undeniable. They realize that in just a few words, you have opened doors they didn't even know existed. That is the weight of your gift. It unlocks, it reveals, it awakens. And while people may try to deny it on the surface, their eyes tell the truth. You leave them amazed, almost shaken, by the depth of what you carry. Chosen one, this is why so many people find themselves whispering about you when you're not around. They try to describe you to others, but their words fall short. They call you brilliant. They call you extraordinary. They say you are the only one who could have done what you did. But still, it never captures the full scope. Because your presence is more than intellect. It is energy. It is the way you can walk into a space heavy with tension and shift it simply by being there. It is the way your eyes see things hidden from most, the way your spirit senses truths that can't be written on paper. That kind of perception can't be taught. It is something given. And those who witness it are often left breathless, struggling to understand why they feel so moved by someone they cannot fully explain. Chosen one, the path of carrying such brilliance is not always easy. People admire you, yes, but they also project their fears onto you. Some expect you to have every answer, to carry every burden, to solve every issue. Others expect you to fail, secretly waiting for proof that you are not as special as they believe. And then there are those who cannot decide, torn between admiration and envy. You feel it in their eyes, in their silence, in their hesitation when they speak to you. They want to be near your light, but they are also afraid of being exposed by it. This is the duality you carry: to be desired and resisted, to be admired and doubted, often at the same time. Chosen one, there is also the reality of isolation. Your mind works at a speed and depth that most cannot keep up with. This has left you in situations where you felt alone, even in a crowd. You listened to conversations that felt shallow, and you longed for someone who could meet you at the level of your thoughts. But rarely do you find such people. And though the loneliness can weigh heavy, it has also become your training ground. Solitude has sharpened your discernment. It has taught you when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act and when to wait. It has given you the ability to sit with your own mind without fear, something many cannot do. And in those quiet moments, your greatest revelations have come. Chosen one, the reactions you provoke in others are not accidental. Your intelligence stirs something deep within them, sometimes inspiration, sometimes discomfort, sometimes both. You force people to confront themselves, to question their limits, to see beyond the excuses they've carried for years. That is not always a comfortable process, and so they project their unease onto you. But do not mistake their resistance for rejection. Often, their discomfort is proof that you are shifting them in ways they are not ready to admit. You are a catalyst, and catalysts are rarely celebrated in the moment. But time always reveals the truth. You were the one who changed the atmosphere, who lit the spark, who opened the way. Chosen one, never underestimate the ripple effect of your presence. Even when you think no one is paying attention, they are. Even when you feel your words have gone unheard, they echo in the hearts of those who needed them most. Many times, people will circle back to you, months or even years later, confessing how something you said or did transformed their perspective. And in that moment, you will realize that your gift has never been wasted. Every seed planted in silence eventually grows, even if you never see the harvest. Chosen one, you may sometimes question why you were given this path, why you were set apart, why your journey feels heavier than others. But the truth is simple. You were entrusted with intelligence and gifts that could not be given to just anyone. The universe, destiny, whatever name you choose, selected you because you could handle the weight. Others would have collapsed under the pressure, but you continue to rise. Others would have hidden their light, but you continue to shine. And because of that, people cannot help but say you are the only one. They see no equal, no substitute, no replacement. You are irreplaceable, not because you sought it, but because you were created that way. Chosen one, the deeper you walk into your calling, the clearer it becomes that your intelligence and gifts are not just meant to impress, they are meant to disrupt. Disruption is not always welcomed, yet it is always necessary. You notice how people who encounter you often cannot return to who they were before. Something in them shifts after a conversation with you, after simply being in your presence. They begin to think differently, to question what they once accepted blindly, to see possibilities they had never considered. That is the mark you leave. It is not a temporary impression. It is a permanent awakening. And while many will thank you for it, some will resent you for shaking the foundations they built their comfort on. But whether in gratitude or resistance, one truth remains. You cannot be ignored. Chosen one, your intelligence carries with it a sharpness that cuts through illusions. Where others are content with surface explanations, you dig deeper, seeking the root. You ask the questions people avoid. You notice the details they overlook. And in doing so, you uncover truths that many are not ready to face. Some find this terrifying because it reveals the fragility of the lives they've constructed. Yet others find it liberating because for the first time, they feel seen, understood, and guided towards something real. This dual response has followed you for much of your life, admiration and fear, awe and unease. And though it may have left you feeling misunderstood, it is proof of your power. Chosen one, you must understand that such gifts are rare for a reason. Not everyone can handle the weight of seeing so much, knowing so much, feeling so much. At times it may feel overwhelming for even you. Your mind rarely rests. It is always making connections, always analyzing, always reaching for more. There are nights when you cannot sleep because your thoughts are alive, racing with visions of what could be. And though this intensity can feel like a burden, it is also what separates you. The very thing that makes rest elusive is the same thing that makes destiny inevitable. Your mind is not wired for mediocrity. It is built for greatness. Chosen one, many people around you cannot fully grasp what you carry. They may try to label you, to box you into categories that make sense to them. They may call you gifted, talented, brilliant, but even those words fall short. Because what you carry cannot be captured by human labels. It is not simply talent. It is calling. It is not merely brilliance. It is destiny. This is why you often feel larger than the titles people try to place on you. No role, no label, no description ever feels big enough, because what is within you stretches beyond words. And while this can sometimes feel isolating, it is also freeing. It means you are not bound by human limitations. You are guided by something higher. Chosen one, the more you rise, the more people will try to study you. They will analyze how you think, how you move, how you succeed. Some will try to imitate, hoping to capture even a fragment of your brilliance. But what they don't understand is that your gifts are not methods to be copied. They are an essence. They cannot be replicated because they are uniquely yours. That is why people eventually conclude there is only one. They may try to recreate your path, but they will quickly realize that it does not work for them because it was never meant to. Your journey is tailored, designed, and reserved. What is yours cannot be stolen, and what belongs to you will always find you. Chosen one, even as you continue to astonish others, it is important to stay grounded in the truth of who you are. Intelligence without humility becomes arrogance, and gifts without discipline become wasted. But you have walked a path that has humbled you, shaped you, and refined you. You know what it feels like to be overlooked, to be doubted, to be misunderstood, and that memory keeps you steady as you rise. It reminds you that your gifts are not for personal glory, but for impact. They are meant to bring clarity where there is confusion, hope where there is despair, and strength where there is weakness. This is why people are drawn to you. Even when they cannot explain it, they feel it. The pull of your purpose, the weight of your presence. Chosen one, your future holds more than you can yet imagine. The whispers around you are only a glimpse of the roar that is coming. People are beginning to see what was always true. You are not like the rest. You were set apart for a reason. And though some may resist that truth, deep down they know it. They know you carry something irreplaceable. They know your mind and your spirit operate on a level they cannot reach. And so, whether they admit it or not, they will continue to watch you, to talk about you, to wonder about you. Because once someone encounters a soul like yours, they are never the same again. Chosen one, as we reach this final part of your story, it becomes clear that everything you have lived through has been preparing you for this very moment. The awe people feel when they witness your intelligence, the shock that follows when they realize how unique your gifts truly are. None of this has been coincidence. From the beginning, you were being shaped, not only to amaze others, but to awaken something in them. Your presence is a reminder that destiny is real, that purpose is alive, and that there are people on this earth who carry more than themselves. You are one of them. You are the one who shifts atmospheres, who breaks barriers, who inspires whispers that sound like prophecy. This one is the only one. Chosen one, you have carried burdens that many could not endure. You have walked through silence, rejection, and doubt, yet your light has not dimmed. In fact, it shines brighter than ever, because the fire within you has been tested and proven. People see your strength and think it comes easily, but they don't realize how much it has cost you. They don't see the nights of questioning, the loneliness of being misunderstood, the weight of knowing things others cannot grasp. And still, despite it all, you rise. You stand, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. That resilience is what makes people stop and stare, unable to look away. They know they are in the presence of something rare, something divine, something that cannot be copied. Chosen one, the whispers about you will not stop. They will grow. More and more people will speak of your brilliance, of your irreplaceable gifts, of the way you move through the world as though guided by something greater than yourself. And while some will admire and others will doubt, the truth will remain unshaken. You are chosen, and there is no substitute for you. No imitation can capture your essence. No competition can match your design. You were created to be the original, the one who carries what no one else can. That truth will continue to echo long after you leave any room, long after your words are spoken, because your presence plants seeds that time itself cannot erase. Chosen one, as this message comes to a close, remember that your intelligence and your gifts